What are you restructuring? It's not a one-off. It's not a one-off thing. So people have to understand what you want to restructure. What do you want to restructure? This country is such a country. I said at the beginning, it is leadership failure that's asking for all of this. You don't want to restructure. If you have a DOA and Delta that was Midwest, if they are doing well, you don't need to go back to Midwest. If you have a Nigeria where everything is working the way it should work, leadership has been our problem. What are you structuring? Okay, fine. You want the police. Some states are saying they want state police. Some say, okay, fine. Restructuring is resource control. Some of those countries in the south side are now beggar states. They are beggar states. They beg now.
In spite of the allocation.
Yes, they beg now. Even though that's where you get all the money from. They beg. I agree with him. Let's have a strong set of states and a weak center. Now you have a strong center and states that are beggarly. The center is strong. Center doesn't produce anything. In civilized climes, people feed the center. They feed the center. But now we produce, and the center takes over our products and give us peanuts. So I think that's an act of injustice for which they want restructuring. Look at governments, for instance. Look at governments are like appendages of state governments. So some say they want restructuring, so that local governments can be as powerful as they should be. They should be autonomous. That's the idea of restructuring. So when you talk about restructuring, now, it's a holistic thing where you want every aspect of our national life.
Do we look ready for that holistic approach?
So these are issues that we must tell ourselves. So people are talking about restructuring, and you start to wonder, what are you saying? I mean, ethno-religious crisis is there.
Restructuring.
Like, oh, I'm a Nigerian. Yes, but I'm Edo man. This is Hausa man. This is, once things start taken care of. At times, when I was in the college, nobody cared whether you are from you're from Kano or from Jigawa or from Lagos. We just students. We happy with ourselves. We happy with ourselves. Nobody cared where you came from. We were just ourselves. I attended my old school meeting over the weekend in Lagos, and many of our friends at that time we did not really know that this man is this or that. We just flowed together, and socio-cultural things. Oh, cultures are different. Of course, yes, it's been like that. But you harness in diversity there should be strength. But here we are looking at, oh, we are too diverse. Let us split. Why? America is one country, but the center is there. But the components
at the base,
yes, they're strong.
Let us sit down and talk about it.
So we really need to sit down and talk?
It's something that is inevitable.
What about 2014 confab?
No. That's what I'm saying. They've discussed it before. Maybe we're talking about the implementation now. Since it has been discussed, let us look whether is 36 states viable? Is 50 viable? What is viable? Where are we going to look? Well, let's look. For me, it is all about looking at the future of the country, the viability of our operations and everything. If I look at restructuring, the first thing that comes to my mind is, yes, we must restructure because we want to look at the cost of governance because the cost is unacceptable. So, America, with 18 trillion economy, has 50 states. Of these 50 states, one state, California, has a 39 million population. The size of California is about 50% the size of Nigeria. In terms of size, they have their GDP is 2.6 trillion, which is 6 times our GDP. California alone. New York has about, say, 1/6 of our land size. The GDP of New York is 1.5 trillion, which is like about 4 times our GDP. And then you have all this, and I can tell you the cost of running the office of governor of California It's less than the cost of running the office of governor.
So the states are not viable.
No, you can see, it's clear. You don't need to be told this thing. China with the 11 trillion economy have 33 states. And then you have all these things. I'm not saying shrink or this, but if we look at if we look at it, let's look at the size of the economy. Look at everything, and then states can be created. After Indonesia, in the past few years, they've created some states. Let's do things in an organized manner. What it is that
would you subscribe to a regional government? Like some people have suggested that we need to go back to regional government before the 1966 coup. We were before
we might not go back there. I don't entirely agree we'll go back there. We don't have citizenship. Before it was 4 or 3. Now we're not going to go back there. We might look at it and say this 6 or this might be more viable or this can help us to reduce. For me, it will help to reduce cost.
If we break down the present structure.
Yeah, completely. It will help to let me go further to tell you. A state that operates a unicameral, which we do in the state, like in America, is the state of Nebraska. The state of Nebraska have 49 legislators being paid $12,000 a year because it's part-time job, which is what state legislators should be. Not the one we're operating here where it's full-time job it should be a part-time job. What it takes to take a legislator in any of our states is far more expensive than what you do in state of Nebraska.
Let me quickly
the budget of state of Nebraska is $9 billion, which is about 3 trillion, which is bigger than the entire budget of the entire Southeast and Northeast put together. But the Northeast and Southeast, the entire legislators are 288. So you need to look at your system.
We believe that regions or states should spend what they generate. That is what we believe. Not to spite any region, because we believe if you do not force regions or states to spend what they generate, they will not be challenged to do more.
This is democracy. You cannot practically force anyone.
No, I'm not saying force.
Okay.
If you are giving somebody, to use the word, free food every day, he wouldn't think outside the box that he has to do this or that. There is no region in the country that is not blessed.
Nigeria's soul is not for sale, and neither is our unity an illusion we must pretend about. And I've reignited the urgent call for restructuring Nigeria. Nigeria where power is decentralized, regions empowered, and every ethnic group respected. As Franz Fanon wrote in The Wretched of the Earth, for a colonized people, the first and foremost is the land, the bread, and the dignity restored in the land. And that is exactly what restructuring seeks.
Every state has its own police. Every state has electoral officers. Every state has its own laws. I mean, you run. But the fear we have here about state police, my own fear. INEC used to conduct elections, local government elections. Yeah. They just say, no, INEC, no, let us have state electoral commissions. And they have been hijacked. Most governors just took over the state electoral commission and just use them the way they like, to the extent that chairmen are like appointed. Now, even though they were elected, but they're like appointed because they don't even. I mean, how can a governor sack a council chairman? How can? So these are things they want to restructure, where they can have power, they can be autonomous, and a proper arm of government. The president cannot sack a governor. They cannot. Why should a state chairman, a state governor sack a local government chairman? Because of the structure.
Yeah, but the president won't remove the governor in these states, and he placed an administrator in that state.
Are you like the governor?
No,
are you like the governor?
Only be state of emergency.
Yes,
when there are issues.
That's the point we're making. There was an exemption in that case.
You need a sack.
You create it.
Yes. If you create a state
he declared a state of emergency.
Yes. And it's not a fiat by the government. There are legislative rules too. That must
Even though some persons say there's too much of political elements.
Obviously there, but here, in these cases of governor sacking local government, the governor wakes up in the morning and you see on broadcast, local government chairman of social place is hereby removed.
I was making a point about state police and your fear about
yes.
it. I think you want to land with that one.
So the same way they hijacked the electoral process, can also hijack the police. Also hijack the police. Let's take the Igbo one now, for instance, like he mentioned. If the governor had all the powers of the police, it will even though they didn't have, but he still used a little to harass. To harass. So my own take on restructuring. Let us understand what we mean by restructuring, so that we can effectively go ahead. But I must say this to us: the goose that lay the thing must benefit from the products. If this states, the reason why you have insurgency everywhere, like he said, when you mobilize people, you must demobilize them.
Yeah, good day, my people. I wish us all good tidings and a beautiful and a blessed day. So, I have come again. So, this is where I want to talk about the police. So, in as much as many of us Nigerian citizens, we don't like the police, but we can't help it because the police is a very, very integral part of the society, and they have a very big role to play, they have a very, very big role to play in maintaining law and order in our community, So right now, you can see what things that is happening in the police. And this picture that I'm showing you now, I hope you are seeing the pictures. This picture now is a picture of a police office and a police barrack. You know what I mean? So now, a policeman, imagine a policeman staying in this type of office and living in this type of an apartment in a barrack. What do you expect that policeman to do? Do you expect him to be fair? This is already hell. A person working in this office and living in this type of apartment in the barrack is already living in hell. In as much as many of them do many dirty dealings, that is because of they are underfunded. They want to pull out. Leave everything. They too, they like good life. They want good time. They want to have a feel of what it is. All these things where these young boys, they do is that. They want to have it, but their salary, no, they reach. And now they devise a way in, keeping our youths uncomfortable, intimidation and all that, with greed and all that, just to, make up and pick up. So the police, the government or any charge, police service commission, anything, anybody that is in charge of the police should start looking into all these things. And the police too that are, working in all these places, if there is any place or police station or police barracks that is refurbished, or rehabilitated, let them handle with care. This is your office, this is place you make your daily living. So, be say you maybe after doing this, you will stay spoiled. Because sometimes you buy police cars, Hilux, this, that. You will see a Hilux mint, tear up a Hilux and all those small police cars. Within a year, it is just a shadow of itself. You know what I mean? So, them too supposed to be careful in handling the places that they live and the places that, they work, the office that they work. Yeah, police now is our friend, as they used to say, but people lost confidence in them because of what they are dealing and what they are doing. But somebody from this type of office and staying in this type of home, go get good mind. Go get good mind at all. So let's look into this. And if you go to almost all the states of Nigeria, you will see a police station, a barracks that is like this. Almost in every state in Nigeria, you will see this. And they are mostly central police stations. They are CPS now. That is how they look. So any people in charge should start now. if we restructure the police, enlighten them, billion, they call billion, this one still billion, all these billion they are stealing in our country is supposed to be put in good use to, get small things like this working. If police people have good living conditions, good offices and all that, with some incentives, loans, mortgage and all that, they will not be eager to victimize people in the society. So any people that is in charge, please look into all this so that our police will have a healthy living, and so that, because if they have a healthy and good living, our citizens too will not be in fear. You will see somebody now, they will say, you will see somebody now, if you see police, the person's heart will fly off. Because of what? Because even if you are innocent or guilty, they don't want to know. There's no time you expect somebody living in this type of apartment to come out without pain in his heart. And that is just the simple truth. So let's do our police people well, so that in turn, they will still, overlook some of the things that they do to our citizens, both the innocent and the guilty. Thank you.
Hi, welcome back. I know many of you could not be aware of these scenes, because it's not today we started all this restructuring of it. It's been long that we've been preaching this thing for you guys. It seems not to work. Why does it seem not to work? It seems not to work because there are people who are there that are against all this thing. And I'm going to tell you why they are against all this thing today. Why they are against all this thing is this. They are against all this thing because if it works, their own work now don't finish with that. That's why they are against all this thing. And I guess some people will be see they no want make one better thing happen to other region. Now you get them, and you get some people will be see because of their laziness, they no want make it even happen. Like this first man will be saying talk. You don't talk, will be saying the talk self, like you just deal with it because I don't even understand within them, like within the trial let us know, because me I dey see person wey dey against restructuring of Nigeria as person wey be say today like get understanding of how things dey go for this country. And for this guy wey be say una dey see for my screen, like no matters, because no be police restructuring wey we dey talk for this country. We need restructuring of everything in this country. You own a police matter na in dey in eye. You don't know wetin police they do a good work. If you say them they do we this guy could they come up and say maybe they restructure their own. What are you trying to restructure for police? Police never like people will be say okay, they don't add any value to this country. Although we're going to give you people will be say okay, now the us now space for you to like drop what you have to say on this. If you have anything to say on this, just drop your own thoughts in the comment section. Thank you.